What's up, you guys? It's Jono! Welcome to another episode of my Pokemon Legends Arceus request series. Today we're on request number 85, At Home Under the Eaves. You can unlock this request on Professor Laventon's blackboard. All you have to do is add Chimecho to your Pokedex, who can be found in Coronet Highlands area. And you also need to have received Hisuian Braviary as a rideable mount Pokemon. So once you've done those two things, you should be able to get this request off the blackboard. And once you get it off the blackboard, you're going to head over here by the Pokemon stables to speak with Ida. Ida has got a Chimecho that's decided to nest next to her house, and she's a little bit disturbed by it because, as we know by now, the people of Hisui just aren't quite comfortable with Pokemon yet. So she wants you to see if you can move it to a different area so it's still happy, but not so close to her house. So let's see if we can relocate this Chimecho for Ida and go find a good fit for it somewhere else that isn't so bothersome for her. She can hear it making its Chimecho sound all day and all night, so of course she wants to relieve herself of the Chimecho hanging around her house, and we're gonna go and investigate some different areas where Chimecho might like to hang out instead. Alright, so a very important part of this request is activating the guides. You want to go to your map and press Y and go over to requests and activate the guide for this request. It's very important on most requests to activate the guide, but some of them are nearly impossible to complete without activating the guide. And of course you need to activate it so you can see all the different areas that you need to investigate to see if we can find a new home for Chimecho. Every time you go and investigate a new area, then you're going to head back and speak with Ida. This is quite a long story. It's got a little bit of progression that goes on here. We have to go check new areas, go back and check with Ida, and then go check new areas again. And you're going to need those map guides activated so you can find each area to explore and investigate and just see if you can find this new home for Chimecho. It does take a little bit of time to run through this whole process. It's a very story-intensive request, and we're learning all about Chimecho, what it prefers, and mostly what it doesn't prefer, because it actually doesn't prefer any of these areas that we're going to investigate. Some of them do take a little while to run to, like the one over by the beach. You have to run all the way down to the beach, and that can really take some time. So this is one of those requests that can really eat up some time, and you're just going to have to get through it and run here, there, and everywhere around Jubilife Village to see if you can find a good location for Chimecho. Now, you can tell that Ida is a really good person because she wants Chimecho to be happy, and she's running us here, there, and everywhere all around Jubilife Village to see if we can find the best location for Chimecho that just isn't so bothersome for her. So what a good person. I love the story of Ida and Chimecho, and I think before the end of this request, they're going to end up being really good buddies. Also, it's worth mentioning that this dude just never found a home. Down here by the beach, he's just hanging out. He decided not to emigrate into the land of Jubilife Village, and he's just hanging out by the beach. Maybe he's on the fence. He just can't decide if he wants to live in Jubilife or not. Maybe he's gonna go back out on the next boat headed to the next area. I just don't know. But it's weird that that dude is always standing down by the beach and never did find a home when he came in on that boat full of people earlier in the story. Alright, so we're slowly learning about all the different things that Chimecho likes and all the kinds of places that Chimecho might like to live. And for some reason, every one of those locations just won't work out. So we're going to try a few more locations here and see if we can get a good home for Chimecho before eventually we figure out what to do with it. And I believe that Ida is going to eventually take a liking to this Chimecho and decide to keep it around after all. That's a little bit later in the story. And like I said, this is one of those really long requests where you just have to run through and go through all the story, and it's quite a bit of dialogue. All in all though, it's really not that long of a request, and at least you don't have to go run around outside of Jubilife Village. You can complete the whole request right here inside of Jubilife Village, so not too bad, and it's a pretty fun little story as well. Luckily for us, this is the last location that we're gonna check to see if Chimecho likes it, and we'll go back and check with Ida one last time and see if she can find any place that she would like to have the Chimecho remain. After we ran all around Jubilife Village and checked every single location for Ida that she could possibly think of, it seems like she's finally decided that she actually likes the sound of the Chimecho, and she's gotten used to it, and she wants it to stay here at her home. After all, what a good person. She just loves Chimecho and she's taken a liking to it. So now we finally have a home for Chimecho right where it started originally. No changes, and we ran around Jubilife Village all for nothing. But hey, it was a bunch of fun, and at least we were very helpful for Ida. The very last place that we do have to check is her neighbor's home, and of course, what's the difference between having Chimecho at her home or at her neighbor's home? Of course, there is no difference, and this is where we finally realized that Ida would just like to keep Chimecho around. But hey, we are a member of the Survey Corps after all, and it's our job to survey Pokemon and survey the land of Hisui on behalf of the residents of Hisui and help them live alongside Pokemon. So no big deal. After a bunch of running around and a bunch of investigating different homes for Chimecho, we are going to keep Chimecho at Ida's home, and we are able to complete request 85 at home under the eaves. So there we go, you guys. It was kind of a long one, but we got through it and we finally found a home for Chimecho. Your reward for this request is 1 rare candy and 1 sunstone. I hope you found this episode informative. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to all of my amazing subscribers, and peace!